Yo, what's going on? It's your boy Wale coming to you live, Washington, D.C., right outside world famous Ben's Chili Bowl, Studio 43, Wale, holding it down, hiphopgame.com.
Alright, it's your man Sneak for Hip Hop Game TV. You hear my man Wale.
It's good,
DC
yo.
stand up. Alright, man, now you had 2 records that was crazy on DC radio. One Thing About a Player and Dig Dug. Explain to the people that what the process was to get the records. What, #1 requested?
Yeah, #1 requested. Basically, Dig Dug had a nice following, and like the mixtape did really well, and people respected me as an MC rather than a gimmick, because all the other songs is over quote unquote regular beats, and I built that following, had a nice rapport with the people, and I came up with One Thing About a Player, which is also a go-go sample, and they was familiar with it, and the beat done by Southeast Slim. You know what I'm saying? It was a good look, you know what I'm saying? It was something familiar for the people, something that they understood, something they can get, something they can grasp, and it just worked,
How does go-go influence your music?
Well, I feel like it influenced music like a lot, like in general, not even just Wale music, like, Shake Your Money, Make It Ludicrous, that's definitely go-go inspired, and, even the Overnight Scenario inspired Jay-Z's Throw Your Hands Up joint with Beanie. Rich Harrison, he does a lot of work. He does stuff on 50's new project, A. Marie's projects in the past, Jennifer Lopez, and these are all A-list artists, you know what I'm saying? So it's actually bigger than Wale. Like, I'm just using a more direct form of it, which I feel like the world is actually, ready for at this point.
Yeah. Now I know as you've gotten bigger, man, how is the outside of DC, how has the nation reacted to your sound?
Well, it comes from the people that come to the city, actually, like a Guru, Young Guru, the Clips, Fat Joe, and all these guys who show love when they come and they see me perform. They get it now. Swiss Beats, all these guys, people I've talked to, and they like, I love what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be alright.
So what separates you from the rest of the artists in the game right now?
I guess it's kind of for the listener to decide. I mean, because you gotta keep a level of humility at this point. Like, I don't want to be like I'm this, I'm that, and I'm third. I guess it can just show on my music, but I feel like it's kind of hypocritical for me to say I feel like that, but I feel like, lyrically, like, since lyrics is not as, prominent in hip hop as they used to be, I feel like my style and my showmanship on stage can kind of lean you to want to listen to what I'm saying, whereas some other guys just stand in one spot, holding themselves, and, and they call that stage presence, you know what I mean? Like, I try to give them a show, I try to give them that energy and let it feed off what I'm doing.
So how is it important, how important is being complete to you? From lyrics, stage presence, all of that?
Man, I just think rappers in general got to step their game up, like, and I'm not taking jabs at anybody because everybody has their own thing and they got on how they got on, but like, you got guys right here, man, they thirsty, they need something, man. Like, I feel like I wouldn't be doing them any justice if I didn't give it every bit of me every time I get on the stage. And I feel like that's an element of hip-hop that's gone. Like Busta Rhymes was saying the other day, like, a lot of guys don't do nothing no more. They just get on stage, da-da-da. And I think it has more to do than that. As far as hip-hop go, it's, the style. Like you gotta be, you can't, I don't look like everybody. I don't dress like everybody. You know what I'm saying? When I step out, I wear what I wear. And there's a whole subculture of people that understand it. You know what I'm saying? There's a whole subculture of people. I don't come out wearing a 4X white tee and the big Timbs and the chain. Like, I'm subtle, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not, gonna be the one just because Jim Jones talking about Audemars Piguet, I'm not gonna go get one. Like, you know what I'm saying? I got a Vestal watch on right now. Like, it's flat. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a tastemaker in my own right, And, hip hop lacks that. So, I'm here, hip hop, to bring the taste back, you dig?
What was the pivotal moment in your career that you realized this rap thing was getting serious?
I try to do everything like, the right way, off the top. Like, so, it actually really hasn't hit me yet, the success yet, or anything that I've done. It hasn't really hit me. Like, we just walked in the Chili Bowl and all the girls like, yo, Wale, like, stuff like that don't really hit me. I almost kind of deny my success in a way. And I think that's what keeps me humble, though, at the same time. Like, if I deny my success or anything that I've done thus far, I can't get big-headed, I can't.
And I heard you was in college. What school?
Man, I was everywhere. I went to Robert Morris for like two semesters, then I was a small school in Pittsburgh. I went there to play ball, didn't work out, transferred to Virginia State. Shout out to Coach Faze and thank you for kicking me off the team, sir. Now I make more money than you do.
Getting that real paper.
And I went to Bowie State for a little bit. you know, and that's when things started to kind of pop off. I might come back, you know, I don't want to distract anybody from doing this schoolwork.
So do you think it's important to go to school and get in this music industry, or has it been a benefit to you?
I don't know. I think it's a blessing. Like, it's a blessing. Like, more or less, like, to run the business side, I think you got to go to school. But I don't believe A&Rs. Like, they get like A&Rs that have been accredited from Princeton. Like, so you went to Princeton. Like, you don't know nothing about hip hop. You don't know nothing about what's gonna be hot. You ain't never made a trend in your life. You know what I mean? Like, you was the kind of guy in high school, would that be the last one to wear what? Air Max 95s. You were the last one. You're the last one to, you know, to wear a starter jacket. You was the last one to do whatever. You know what I mean? You're not a tastemaker. You're not a trendsetter. Why do they keep getting these guys to judge what's hot, what's not? You know what I mean? You need to get the niggas that all they do is don't rap. They don't rap themselves. They don't have a friend that rap, but they have every Tribe album. They have every Jeezy mixtape. They have everything. They know everything that's going on. They tune in the hip hop game. They tune in they read every XXL. Like, you need those guys. You don't need to go to school for that. As far as rap goes, that's in your heart, man. Anybody can rap, but to convey them, put the words together the right way, that's another, you know what I'm saying? That's another ordeal right there.
All right, so what's the situation, man? You gonna put out an album independent, or you going to the majors, what?
Well, I guess it's, you know what I'm saying, Studio 43's like whole, we're kind of trying to figure that out right now. I got a lot of material, name buzzing in the industry, but there's only certain places that I want to go. I won't say it now, but there's only certain places on certain people that I want to mess with if we go with the majors at this point, you know. So right now it's just, you know, probably Kenny Burns' decision right there on that one.
Yo, you heard it first. Ambassador of rap for the capital, Wale.
Oh.